rabbis of yesteryear. Now today we're in Tunisia territory. I'm going to speak about Rabbi Natan Chauyta Farjoon, Zecher Tzadik Livracha. He was a famous rabbi at his point of time. I believe he actually passed away. It was the 22nd of Adar Aleph, which was the date of his Hilula. I know it's not that date at the moment here. We're at the start of the month of Ab, but I thought I'd speak about him anyway because we didn't speak about him on the date of his exact Hilula. I believe he was born in Jerba in the year 1910. I think he passed away, reported over here on Wikipedia, the 29th of March in the year 1959. Naturally, that would have been 22nd of Adar Aleph. And he passed away in Ashkelon. He became a chief rabbi, a Sephardi chief rabbi in Ashkelon, inside that city in of itself, respectively, and would have, I think, prominent position also. He was a rabbi of the city of Berzirta, I hope that I pronounced that correctly, in Tunisia, or Ben Starat, if I'm not mistaken. Explore a few of the highlights of famous rabbis' life, because I believe he really was an important rabbi. So he was born in the city of Jabs in Tunisia, I believe back in the year 1910. I believe his father was Rav David, and I think his mother's name was Rabbinit Yamima, if I'm not mistaken. And they actually came, I think, descended from great lines of Rabbanim, it happened to have been. So it was he was a scion of rabbinic family, and he would have 4 siblings, Masud, Sion, Sarah, Makix, if I'm not mistaken. He would actually go on and study Torah, learning in Yeshivat Etz Chaim in Gabs, respectively. And he would be ordained to the rabbinate and become, I think, head of Jewish court also over there inside that vicinity. And very, very important roles. And he would get married to his wife, Rabbinit Noora, I believe. She actually, I think, also once again came from a important family. It's reported over. I think she actually was from Gabs, if I'm not mistaken. And I think when he was 19 years of age, he will be appointed the rabbi of the city of Bizarta. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And I think over there that he would have children over there. It's reported over. He would. I think the couple would have 7 children. I think including Miriam, Israel, Julie, Marcel, Rachel, David, and Shimon, respectively. Over there, he would establish a school for Hebrew, and he would teach the children to study Torah, let's just say, in itself, on a high level. It was, I think, they would learn inside the school over there. Now, come with the year 1949, I think it was after the formation of Medinat Israel, obviously after 1948, he would actually make Aliyah with his family to Israel. Over there, obviously being a Zionist and very excited, he would love to come to the country, and obviously there was a wave of people coming, making Aliyah at that stage in time, and there was a worry also of anti-Semitism in Tunisia. They set out on the journey, and which is very interesting. They would embark on this important trip, I think, and I think as they were traveling, if I'm not mistaken, it wasn't like a very, very short journey per se. I think they would set out as if it was a trip abroad. Obviously, they didn't want to see that the government would suspect something at that point in time, because I think they prohibited Jewish immigration to Israel. And they left their belongings behind, it's reported over. They would arrive at a transit camp, I think in Marseille, in France, and stay there for about 2 months, from where they eventually sailed to Israel. Over there. So, look, it wasn't a short journey. It obviously took a significant amount of time. When they would actually arrive finally in the land of Israel, I think they would go to the Be'er Yaakov, if I'm not mistaken, but Ma'avrat Be'er Yaakov, or Yishuv Kalita, I think it's also known of. I think it was already established around that specific point in time when they arrived there. So it was sent to live over there. I think Rabbi Farjoon with his family, I think they emigrated over there. I think he would work at that stage of time in the kashrut field once he would arrive there. I think he was working, maybe volunteering his time even to become mohel, performing circumcision. And I think also he was a shochet, a kosher slaughter, bringing high-level kashrut of meat. He was a bodek, an inspector also. He was a Ba'al Korah and the Chazan. He would be confident to be the cantor of the synagogue, respectively, or the Shliach Tzibor, as you can say. Now, more importance has actually occurred, I think, come with the year 1955. that would be more prominent positions will actually come and bear fruit at that point in time. I think he was appointed the Sephardi chief rabbi of Ashkelon, along with and would work with Ashkenazi chief rabbi of the time, Rabbi Moshe Dov Volna, if I'm not mistaken, I hope I pronounce his name correctly. And he would take on many undertakings over there while he would be the chief rabbi. He would obviously give sermons, he would help with in regards to, let's say, mediating in disputes between families and neighbors, obviously trying to bring it in a pleasant manner, respectively. He'd be working on Shalom Bayit issues across the different places. And he would found gatherings with regards to Torah study at a fixed time, if I'm not mistaken, and bringing about all regions of great Torah scholars, really strengthening them at that point in time. And I think Ba'azta, if I'm not mistaken, in Netivot also. I think he had a connection with that specific city in of itself. I think, so that just shows greatness with regards to this famous rabbi. I think, sadly, he suffered from a flu, and he served in this position, obviously, for a period of time. He suffered from a flu. I think he died. I think it was pneumonia, if I'm not mistaken, which he contracted. He got, and he passed away, I think, in the year 1959. It's reported over. So that was very, very sad news. And I think he was buried in Ashkelon, if I'm not mistaken. Now, there's various different commemorations in his memory. Especially there is Rehov Harab Farjoon, I think in Ashkelon, which is named after him. And Beit Knesset Sukkot Rabbi Natan, I think is named after him in Ashkelon also once again. And I think it's interesting. I think Al Shemoni Kra Rab Natan Bukobza, another great rabbi spoken about, Rab Bukobza. I think maybe it was connected to his name that he was named after. It's reported over. So he was Natan Bukobza is a rabbi we've spoken about on various occasions before. I think was a head of the Mostot Torah Chesed, respectively, and was a famous Kabbalist and Darshan. He also passed away. I think he was quite young. He was about 43 years of age, which is very, very interesting. So it's not the time period. I think of his Hilula. He passed away, I believe, on the 22nd of Adar, and that was obviously Adar Aleph at that stage in time. So I would recommend everyone to learn more about him. He was a great rabbi, and friends, we're a community here. We're learning about the great rabbis this year. We're looking at the Spanish rabbis, the famous Oriental rabbis, let's just say, and so on and so forth. So if anyone of you, let's say, is descending from him or from any of the rabbis we were speaking about, please send me an email. I would love to hear more information within regards to them. And also, one thing we're doing on this series, which is very, very exciting, we are recording interesting Jewish personalities of yesteryear. That's a project that we are working on, which I feel is very, very important, where a rabbi or a Jewish personality would give over some chizuk for Am Yisrael, like a nice message for Am Yisrael to really boost today, let's just say, and strengthen the community and people that are watching. We also do videos on the Parshat Shavua, which we have to point out also. And we are doing various other videos, also important videos, which I also have to stress. So please, everyone, subscribe to the channel. We're a community here. We are nearing a staggering 7,000 subscribers, which is a phenomenal achievement, and we can only do that because of your greatness, watching it and following it and contributing. It's really, really appreciated. We'll also do tours all over Israel. We travel around various different places. And we also do videos on daily tidbits of Daf Yomi. On every single day, we like to go to a different location when it comes to doing these specific videos. And we just try and inspire. That's the whole thing. Bring Jewish pride. We speak about current Jewish events, important events that take place. We try and grapple with it. We try and learn more about it, and through the eyes of Hashem. So it's, I feel, very, very important. So, friends, wishing you well. Shavua Tov. Have a good day. And subscribe to the channel and take care. Thanks. Let me know if